loud into the. What turns? Okay. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right. So what we've got is her laptop has a mini USB connector, and we don't have a cable for that. So we're going to
Uh-huh.
have to we're going to have to speak really loudly into the laptop, and we may not be able to. We can't use the microphone basically. What I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we'll speak loud. Yeah. So I'll make sure
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah, yeah. That works.
Okay. Okay. Good job. All right. Let's see.
It was so slow.
So Isaac's not here. Who's going to be who? Cassandra, you want me to just get it going?
Yes, please.
All right. The stuff that the sergeant of arms says, we don't have that in front of us, so we just go straight to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Straight. Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll get started, you guys. We don't have the agenda. Everybody, we'll get started. We don't have the agenda printed out, so we have to look at it on our phones. Several people's not here today, so we'll have to fill in roles as we go. So we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So everybody up? All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. All right, great. So we don't, or who's going to be our Toastmaster today? Adia's not here today. Who wants to be the Toastmaster? Me? All right. Come on in, come on in. Come on, have a seat, have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Our we need a grammarian. Who wants to be grammarian? We need a volunteer. You are great, great. Thank you. And a timer. Who's going to be timer? Timer, great, great. Okay. Table topic master. All right, let's say Eugene or Abby. Yeah, Abby, you're table topic master. You good with that or? All right, awesome.
He can be the timer.
What? You okay? I'm okay. You're your general evaluator, so you be timer then. Okay. Okay, you timer. Yeah. Okay, your timer. Okay. All right, great. Now our speakers is Grace, speaker one, Jeremy, speaker two. I'm the first evaluator. Deanna's the second evaluator. Table topic master, Abby. General evaluator is who? Me. Okay. All right. Do double dipping. Good. All right. We'll get started. So I'd like to first introduce our grammarian. Here's a word of the day: project. Like project your voice. Here's the word. You just do it here.
I need the definition.
Okay.
Can you pull it up on your phone?
Yeah. Here you go. Here you go. Right here.
Is it this one?
Right here. Right here.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
Okay. Okay. Am I good? Okay.
Focus, yeah.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is project, which means when you speak, projection means making your voice loud enough for everyone in the room to hear. When someone projects their voice, they are speaking in a strong, clear voice. An example of using the word is Arjun used strong projection during his speech so that everyone in the back of the room could hear his story clearly. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters.
Thank you. I'd now like to bring up our timer to explain the timer rule.
Greetings, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As timer, I will time the topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the yellow card, and at 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Icebreaker speeches, most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. Individual evaluation should be 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, and at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, there you go. Now I'll be the first evaluator for Grace. I'll be looking for filler words, use of the word of the day, your body language, tone, how fast or how slow you speak, iterating your tone. Do you escalate your voice and do you pause for key moments? You make eye contact, engage with the audience, and is your speech logical and meets the needs? So with that, I'd like to call up Grace with her first speech. Is Grace here? Grace.
My speech, I'm gonna be talking about sleeping. I first want to ask, who has felt tired at school before? Okay. On average, 1 in every 3 people are sleep deprived. That means that you get less than the amount of sleep you need, which is on average 8 hours. However, this depends on how old you are, where babies to toddlers sleep on average to 11 and 15 hours. Kids to teens need around 8 to 10 hours, and most adults need 7 or more. When you go to sleep, your body and brain goes through a critical cycle process of restoration, alternating between non-REM and REM, where non-REM is deep in physical repair and REM is dreaming and mental processing. When you're sleeping, your brain is very active, processing information, consolidating memories, and many more. But why is sleep so important? Sleep affects many things, including your health, mental health, and growth. First, starting with your health, sleep helps your body repair muscles and tissues while you're sleeping, even if you don't realize it. Keeping your heart and body vessels healthy, sleep also impacts your internal body. When you sleep, your body pressure naturally drops, which gives your heart and blood vessels a chance to recover. Sleep regulates hormones that control stress, blood sugar, and your appetite. When these are balanced, it lowers the risk of problems like high blood pressure and conditions like heart disease. Also, when you sleep, your body produces and releases more immune cells that detect and attack germs, which helps to prevent infections. Along with that, your body releases proteins called cytokines that help and control inflammation and crucial immune cells to where they're needed during an infection. When you're sick, sleep lets your body focus on energy on fighting the infection and repairing tissues. Next, sleep helps you grow. The obvious is that it helps you grow taller, as parents say, but it also contributes to many other factors. For example, during deep sleep, your body releases growth hormones, which helps build bones, muscles, and tissues, which is especially important for teenagers when they're still growing. So, if you get enough sleep, your body will release more growth hormones, your bones and growth plates will develop properly, and your body will have enough time to build new bone tissue. Educationally, while you're sleeping, your brain organizes and stores what you learned during the day, helping you remember things for tests and schoolwork. This is why your parents tell you to sleep instead of staying up all night to study. Stating the obvious, getting enough sleep helps you concentrate better in class and solve problems easier. Finally, sleep has a massive impact on your mental health because it helps your brain regulate emotions, stress, and your thinking. When you get enough sleep, it's way easier to be calm, patient, and positive. On the other hand, when you don't get enough sleep, you may feel more irritable. Good sleep also lowers stress hormones and helps your brain relax, lowering the risk of mental health problems like anxiety. Adding on, sleep helps keep your mood stable, where people who don't get enough sleep are more likely to feel sad or down and may have a high risk of depression. With all of this said, how do you improve your sleep? One massive reason is because of their screen time. According to statistics, average teenagers spend roughly 7 to 9 hours daily on entertainment screen time, and the average amount of sleep a teenager gets is 7 hours. And if you couldn't tell already, those are basically the same times. So obviously, one of the biggest ways is to lower your screen time. Another reason is because of homework. Also, roughly 80 to 95% of students procrastinate their work, usually ending up with a horrible sleep schedule. Another big factor is to have a consistent sleep schedule and waking up at the same time on weekends and weekdays. For example, if you wake up at 6 a.m. on a school day, it is not recommended to wake up at like 12 a.m. on a weekend just because you're tired. In conclusion, sleep is very, very important for teenagers because crucial things like physical growth, strengthening your immune system, and your heart health all depend on your sleep. There are many things that affect your sleep, but mainly your screen time and your daily schedule. So go and improve your sleep schedule.
Good job. All right. Next, I'd like to introduce our next evaluator, Deanna, evaluating Jeremy.
Today I'm evaluating Jeremy's second speech about mental health. I will be looking for how many filler words he uses and how well he organized his speech.
Right.
And bye. Next up.
Good afternoon. Before I begin today, I want to take a second to ask a question. Have you ever felt truly nervous before an important event? Maybe it was during the All West audition where your heart was beating so fast you could hear it in your ears. Your hands getting sweaty, and the only thing that can cross your mind is, what if I lose? What if I fail? And what will other things think about me? Perhaps it was before a major exam, an important audition, or a big sports competition. Your stomach feels like it's doing flips, and your mind keeps asking one terrifying question. What if I fail? We all felt that weight, haven't we? You feel the pressure, a heavy and crushing pressure. Today I want to talk about how we handle the weight and focus on something that is at the heart of our success or failure, our mental health. First, let's look at pressure through the lens of an athlete. As a roller skater, I face pressure from all directions, every single day. I want to win the gold. I want to beat my personal best. I want to see the pride in my coaches' and parents' eyes. It's so easy to fall into the trap of social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, where everyone else's perfect life is on display. People can judge your performance in an instant with a comment or a like, and that pressure builds up faster than we realize. Even the best athletes in the world, people we think are invincible, experience this. Think of Ilya Melin. Oh, I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. At the recent Olympics, he was the quad god, as many people have said, and the absolute favorite to win gold. But despite winning his short program, he fell to a staggering 8th place overall after multiple major errors. He missed his signature jump and fell twice. For someone of his level, placing 15th in the free skate was a shock to the world. Melon later admitted that the performance was mentally overwhelming. The negative thoughts already took over before he even started his routine. He took full responsibility, explaining that the pressure of his first individual Olympic event was too much to handle. I understand this feeling deeply. Before my own competitions, I often feel the same nervousness, though my coach doesn't even allow us to say that word. We have to stay positive, but in my head, I'm worrying about the floor conditions, wondering if the judges are biased or fearing that I'll fall in front of everyone. We must realize that athletes are not machines, they are human beings. Mental health is just as vital as physical health. If an athlete only trains their muscles but ignores their mind, they can never truly perform at their peak. A strong athlete needs 3 things: good technique, strong skills, and an even stronger mindset. When the pressure becomes too much and we don't address it, it leads to stress, anxiety, and eventually the one thing we all fear, burnout. Burnout is what happens when you push too hard for too long until you are mentally and physically empty. Imagine loving a sport, an instrument, or art for years. It's your whole identity, only to wake up one day and realize you don't enjoy it anymore. This is called burnout. It feels like a chore rather than a passion, and you'll no longer want to do this sport or thing anymore. That is why an incredible skater, Alyssa Liu, retired in 2022 when she was only 16 years old. She was a champion, but she was exhausted. Many young athletes experience this when the focus shifts entirely to the results, forgetting that sports should also be about joy, growth, and the lessons we learned along the way. So how do we protect ourselves from burnout? How do we keep our ambitions without completely losing our ambition? I want to share 5 tips with you today. First, talk about your feelings. There's a myth that you have to stay tough and hide your weaknesses to be a winner. That is simply not true. Speaking to a parent, a coach, or a friend is an act of strength, not weakness. Second, find balance. You should balance your school life and your work life between your hobbies and things. And third, focus on improvement, not perfection. Perfection is an impossible goal. No human is perfect, and mistakes are the only way we can actually learn how to get better. Fourth, remember that a rest is part of training. Some people think that resting is a waste of time and that we should use it to train instead. But instead, schedule a rest day so you can perform better in the future. And fifth and most importantly, remember why you started. You didn't start skating or playing music to win a trophy. You started because it was fun. Keeping that joy is the secret to a lifelong career. That joy is exactly why Alyssa Luke eventually came back to the ice. She found her love for the sport again and just won a gold medal for America last month. In the end, we can all help create a healthier mental environment for each other. Instead of putting the world on our shoulders and thinking, I must be perfect, let's change our internal dialogue. Let's say I will do my best and I will enjoy this performance. We can encourage our teammates when they stumble. We can support our friends when they are stressed. And most importantly, we can remind ourselves every day that our value as human beings is not based solely on winning or losing. Thank you for listening to me today.
Good job, Grant. Excellent speeches. Next brings up our exciting table topic session with Miss Abby.
Okay. To start off the table topic session, I would like to ask, what is one hobby that you think everyone should try out? And this question goes to Jeremy.
A hobby I think everyone should try out is roller skating. This is mostly biased because I roller skate and it's really fun to do. And when you try it, you'll find out that you might love it and you'll keep working to improve it. And yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is, if school only had 3 subjects, which ones would you choose and why? And this question goes to Kyle.
If school only taught 3 subjects, I would choose social studies because a social studies is one of my favorite subjects. And like when we look back at history, we can see like the mistakes we did wrong and like how to learn from that. And math, it can help us like in grocery stores like to see the better price and deal. And the last subject, it's probably reading. I don't like science. So that's why I'll choose reading. And yeah.
Good job.
For my next question, it is, what is one fun tradition that you do with your family? And this goes with Mr. Jason.
All right. One fun tradition I have that I do with my family is every year at Halloween, we go to a random neighborhood and trick or treat. And sometimes we hit a home run. One time we went to a haunted house. It was in a grandmother and grandfather's backyard. We walked up like normal trick or treaters and they had a sign that said haunted house this way. So I asked them, what is this? And they said that their two grandsons who were graduating high school were theater students. And they spent all week building a haunted house. And I will say, they did a great job. It's probably the best haunted house I've ever been to. And Deanna had a great time as well. Not every year we hit a home run though. The following year we went to a random neighborhood and it was just normal. And then the third year, we went to a random neighborhood and ran into some friends of hers from school. And we had a great time hanging out with them and their parents. So I would say one tradition we have, Deanna and I, is to go to random neighborhoods and kind of roll the dice and see what we get into. Thank you, Toastmasters.
Okay. If you could switch lives with someone, who would it be and why? This question goes to Emma.
So the question was, if I could switch lives with someone, who would I do it with?
Yes. Would you switch lives?
I would probably switch lives with my youngest brother. He's 1. Just just so I can remember or experience what it was like to be young again. And also he gets his way and he's really spoiled because of my grandparents. And he gets naps and he doesn't have to do a lot of things except for play and eat and sleep. I think that life would be really simple and mainly just fun. Thank you.
Good job.
My next question is, if you had to only choose one food to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? And this question goes to Adi. Right? No, it's Navia, sorry. Sorry about that.
If I would only have one food for my whole life, it would probably be dosa sambar, and it's kind of like an Indian food, and it's like it's just yummy, and I like it, and that's why if I would um ha eat one food for my whole life, it would be dosa sambar.
Good job.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? And this question goes to Deanna.
If I could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? I would go to Antarctica. Because in Antarctica there's no school, so I don't have to go to school anymore. I can play in the snow and ice all day. But it would probably be hard to eat over there, and it would be cold.
Yeah, penguins.
And I get to play with penguins. I also want to go to Antarctica because it's quiet. Nobody is over there yelling random stuff. Like,
They project a loud voice.
Okay. Thank you for that. If you could instantly learn one skill, what would it be? This goes to Alyssa.
So if I could learn any skill in Abby, was it in a minute or any?
could instantly learn a skill, what would
Oh, so if I could instantly learn any type of skill, I would learn how to play the violin because, well, get better at playing it because I like playing violin more than doing anything else, honestly. But but I haven't gotten to vibrato yet because of some like obstacles I've had from the past few years. So if I could get better at it and get into all west and like get into better orchestras, I would really love it. So if I could learn any skill instantly, it would be playing the violin. Thank you.
Okay. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button for life? For your life. And this question goes to Katie.
So the question was if I could, would I rather have a rewind or a pause button? I would honestly want to like a rewind button because I just feel like there's some things that I don't remember in life. Like my when I actually had fun. Well, I do have fun. It's just like when you don't have to do anything when you were children and you just gotta have fun, do whatever you want, and have naps and eat. So I would probably want to go back and just learn that I was enjoying stuff and I didn't have to do anything back then. And then I could also just go back and see what my improvements needed to be or what exactly I used to like and possibly go back and see exactly where maybe I can improve or where I should go back and just learn more. And I think that could probably improve me as a person with different hobbies. And that's why I would rather do a rewind button. Thank you.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure this is the last question. This one goes to Grace. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or maple syrup sweat? Thank you.
Okay, so personally, I play sports quite often, so meaning like I sweat a lot, and then, I don't know, it's not very, very nice. So I'd rather have spaghetti hair, even though I actually like spaghetti, but I don't know if I like it as hair because I don't know, it's like it's like having hair like Medusa, but not instead of snakes, it's spaghetti. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about, I was like, I could eat my hair, but then I was like, infinite food, meaning like I would never like have to buy food ever. But I feel like I get sick of spaghetti, and like, what if it's like, what if it's like your school lunch spaghetti and it's like disgusting and like it's not even edible? And but yeah, I would much rather have spaghetti hair than maple syrup sweat. Thank you for the question.
Personally, I'd rather have maple syrup sweat, but yeah. That's the end of the table topic session. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I'll bring myself up to be the first evaluator, evaluating Grace on her amazing speech about sleep. Grace, first off, you projected really well. You spoke clearly at a good pace. You paused between sentences to allow us time to comprehend what you're saying, so great job. You also showed to have a deep amount of knowledge on sleep. You talked about the benefits, such as you're healthier, your muscles recover, you have prevents heart disease, supports your brain and your blood vessels, your stress hormones, and so much more. You did a great job in your speech. You've come full circle. You even gave us good advice on how to improve our sleep. Of course, we have a time constraint and we can't reduce homework, but you can prioritize homework. And also you say you don't have time, but you have more time than you think, and this applies to me just as much as anyone. If you reduce your screen time, we're all addicted to the phone and YouTube and different channels. So if you can step away from that, it will give you a lot more free time. Some other things you did really well is you did not use many filler words. I thought you'd done overall an outstanding job with your speech. And there's just a few things to work on. One, you kept your hand in your pocket the whole time and you was swaying back and forth. I don't think you was nervous. I think it was just kind of came natural. It didn't come across as being nervous, but just, good hand movements that kind of support your conversation would be a good thing to work on. And you read from your notes constantly. At the beginning, you had some eye contact, but once you got to the middle of the speech, you strictly was reading, doing this, and you never looked up. So just try to memorize your speech or memorize the key points, and then you can preferably not even use that and just speak. And that way you can engage the audience. Now, speaking of engagement, I want to backtrack a little bit. One other awesome thing you did is you engage the audience. You come out with a question about sleep, and everyone had people raise their hand, got them engaged. So great job on that. So overall, good speech. A few little things to work on, but that's what we're here for. So great job, Grace. And with that, I'd like to bring up our next evaluator, Miss Deanna.
Today I'm going to be evaluating Jeremy's speech about mental health. First, he had a good intro. It was a really interesting speech. You did not use a lot of filler words that much. But you also, at the beginning of the speech, you were kind of reading the paper constantly. But when you got to the end, you looked up a little bit at the audience. I heard a little bit of transition words like first. You also told the audience what you should think, like, instead of negative thoughts. But kind of like you said, you were kind of you weren't really doing any hand movements. And yeah, but overall, good job on your speech.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that evaluation. Next up, our timers report.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. For speeches, Grace used 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Jeremy used 5 minutes and 7 seconds. For table topics, Jeremy used 18 seconds. Kyle used 38 seconds. Mr. Jason used 1 minute and 2 seconds. Emma used 52 seconds. Navia used 46 seconds. Deanna used 59 seconds. I used 55 seconds. Katie used 1 minute and 3 seconds. And Grace used 47 seconds. For evaluations, Mr. Jason used 2 minutes and 6 seconds. And Deanna used 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Great job. Thank you. Next up, our grammarians report.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmasters. I just want to say we might want to improve with our word of the day. The only person that used it was Mr. Jason in the evaluation for the projection of the voice. But for the speakers, Grace had 5 filler words. It was at the beginning with the ums. Jeremy had 2 filler words. It was like. And then to our table topic session, Jeremy didn't use any filler words. Kyle used 6 filler words. It was like. Mr. Jason didn't use any filler words. Emma used 3 filler words. It was so, and like. Navia used 3 filler words. It was and like. And then Deanna didn't use any filler words. Alyssa used 6 filler words. It included so, and like. I used 5 filler words, which was like and others. Grace had 11 filler words. It was just like. And then for the evaluations, Mr. Jason didn't use any filler words, and then Deanna just had 2 likes. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next up, our meeting evaluator.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I think this meeting went really well. The speeches went really well. How Grace talked about sleeping and how it benefits you, and how Jeremy talked about mental health and how, what's it called? It's run out, overrun, or something like that. That like makes you drop your passion from this like burnout, right? Burnout that like makes you that takes out your passion from your like the hobby. And our table topics went really good. Oh yeah, and the speeches, they were timed. Their time was pretty good. It was better like than 3 minutes. This time it was 5 minutes and 4 minutes. But for the meeting, I think we have to work on like putting the word of the day into our speeches and table topic speeches. I think that's it. Thank you.
Great job. I'll close out this meeting. First off, thank you to everyone who came today. And thank you, Miss Anna, for supporting us remotely. I know you're sacrificing some time with your family to support us. We appreciate that. Appreciate Katie bringing her laptop, and I appreciate everyone who took on roles with some absenteeism today. Just a reminder for next week's meeting, please go to the virtual sign up and volunteer for some roles. The more roles you participate in, the more you'll benefit from this class. So the more you put into it, the more you get out of it, right? So don't be shy. This is a place to practice those skills. So again, great job, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you. That's over. Party's over. Get some time back.